Florida.
Nobody
I was trying to
Had a great time.
Hey everyone, welcome to The Real Story with Nathaniel. Our guest tonight is
Wow, incredible.
Silver Age heroes. Four color highs. From the classic comics forum, where the true fans rally. Just Hella's in the house now. Let's talk the real story. Hang it up.
well, Jeff, what did you think of that AI intro?
Oh my gosh. I might need about 3 minutes to recover from that. Thank you. Wow.
Again, are we still friends?
Oh, we are more friends than ever. That was incredible. Should I do my
welcome
poker
to the
face
show.
like, no.
I don't. Jeff, let me tell everybody who we're on the show with. People are still going to be filling in. We are here with Jeff Heller from Classics Comics Forum. They are absolutely my main now connection to toys, collectibles. I'm a minor comic book nerd, very minor, to the point where my friends who are make fun of me in much the way most people make fun of comic book nerds. But we are here, Jeff. The reason I'm on you here, I told you this already. I saw an episode of yours where you were discussing a GoBot, and I was from a generation where we just immediately disrespected GoBots. You talked about it lovingly because the facts of the toy were cool, because what it could do was cool, because what it did that nothing else was doing was cool. And then I looked at other videos. Your entire world, Classic Comics Forum, is about positivity towards these things, not like overt criticism or price gouging or how can I get the most out of this box set if I do this. I love the fact that you guys are fans of the toys, of the comics, of the things. So welcome to the show. I hope that gives people an accurate drawing of what you're trying to do out there.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, actually. That wasn't really the intention I went in with. I just wanted to talk about cool toys. And the amazing thing is I was always afraid, if you put yourself out there on YouTube, what people would say, how mean people could be. And the weird part is the fans and the people who have left comments steered me towards more positivity, because I discovered anytime I went negative on something, there was always someone who would, be offended by that. But when you go awesome, when you get inspired, everybody else gets inspired too and reacts. So, I think doing this has made me more excited to try new things I've never liked before. That's great.
And you made me want to go buy that too. I can't remember what it is right now. I think I wrote it down.
Psycho.
Psycho.
Yeah.
I didn't know. And then it made me rethink even Optimus Prime's trailer. At the end, I'm like, oh, that makes more sense now. And I will admit that even though it's blow off the GoBots guy, one of my favorite toys is actually the GoBots combiner. It was the cars.
Oh, yeah.
5 cars.
Puzzler.
It is probably 2 little toy mistakes away from being a great toy. Just it doesn't quite fit right, the top and bottom, and there's something else I can't remember that. Other than that, is an amazing toy. It's one of my favorite toys. When I got it, I played with it for hours, and I was
awesome.
An older teen. It was one of those things. So I love the fact you point out the good stuff. But can you tell the audience, everybody, about what Classics Comic Forum is, how it started, how long you guys have been doing this?
Oh, how long you got, man?
Right? Yeah, go to town. Give us the details.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Classic Comics Forum predates me, so I only have lore to go on. But essentially, way back in the day, there's a community that's still out there called CBR, Comic Book Resources. And they were sort of absorbing over the years different smaller.
That's over in the corner.
Oh, there we go.
Very.
I was on there for a while, a long time. And they sort of absorbed smaller communities as they went over time and kind of kept finding new categories to shove these things into. And there was one category called the Classic Comics Board, I think it was, Classic Comics section. And then when they were repositioning for sale, they were looking to sell the website, they kind of got rid of the sections that weren't very profitable. And it's kind of hard to find advertisers who want to advertise people talking about 20-year-old comic books who don't want to buy stuff. So we got the axe, and sort of on the fly at the last second, I sort of threw together a website, and everybody kind of followed me there, and we just sort of built a new home. And that was ooh, 12 years ago, I think now. It's
Okay.
been a long time. And we've just
You
been
think we would
growing
be
ever
an
since.
interesting demographic for people who want to sell stuff?
Yeah, I
You
think
know,
so.
when I watch some of the shows that I used to love as a kid, when I watch the repeats, now I'm getting advertisements for what are the cricket phones or like just
Yeah,
all like, hey, don't forget your AARP membership. Like,
right.
we buy stuff, so like
Yeah.
support our forums.
Yeah, the adult
So
diapers might be good for us, but otherwise, we're old guys who like our old things. The new omnibuses probably aren't going to appeal to us too much. The sales aren't really there. So what's cool is we're not officially nonprofit, but we're a not-for-profit community that just sort of runs on its own steam, and that's always been enough for us. And it's just my favorite place to be.
So are there leaders? Are you a leader in there? Are you just another contributor? Or even if you are a leader, you just consider yourself another contributor? It's kind of
I'm sort of the reluctant leader. There are other
yes.
I get out of it as much as I possibly can. And it's a great group. You don't have to do too much leading. We've got a great team of moderators who do a lot of the work. Occasionally I have to be, the big decision maker. But yeah, normally I'm just a nerd who hangs out there. That's how I like it.
I miss those days. I used to do bulletin board systems a lot back in the
Exactly.
before the internet and the early days of the internet. And that community is hard to find, hard to build, hard to keep a hold of. Everything wants their attention, like some new social media platform comes out and you have to have something to keep them coming back.
I'm a firm believer still that the bulletin board format is the most efficient way ever to communicate, and, in the age of Facebook and, all those other things too, they've created these online groups that are more convenient. It's more accessible, but it's not the same quality of conversation. I can't tell you, I'm a member of a lot of those groups, and you see a really cool post or conversation, you want to go back to it. And finding that conversation again is maddening, and finding the individual post, the reply to it is even harder. You can't really talk to people.
It's almost anti-threading in the like where Reddit does have a lot of that built in, which is nice. Facebook went for profile based. So
Yes.
it's about who you're looking at and what they said. It's not about being involved in community. Even when they have community forums, and I started one that's massive, handed it off. It was so big. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. It wasn't conducive towards real communication, towards community building. It would get news out there, and people would be able to piss each other off, and but it wasn't great towards community building. When you have a subject to talk around, be it like your favorite comic era to your favorite toy, yeah, I think that's what helps build. And bulletin boards are built around, oh, you want to talk about this? You go to this subsection and talk about this, and
Absolutely.
you stay within these rules. They're going to be different from over here. And I think that mattered the most, like just being built around a subject instead of I happen to be in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So I had that community. Now I needed a closer community. Now I needed people that got, why do you have a closet full of Voltrons? Not a lot of people understand that. You might, I don't know if you've ever.
It's cheaper than therapy.
And there are worse things that could be in your closet, to be fair. So
I mean,
what do you have? And this is actually this. I was curious if you have a favorite toy, like your something that is something like if you see it on the shelf, you're gonna pick it up and look to see if it's a good enough price to get another one.
Oof.
No matter how many you have.
All right, so I have one that I've built up too much because I owned it years ago and had to sell it to make rent, and I will never be able to afford it again. I know if I ever had it again, it would be so disappointing. It couldn't possibly live up to the hype. But in 1982, Diaclone, which was the predecessor to Transformers, had this giant robot known as Fortress X. And everyone knows the first one, which was Great Robot Base, but Fortress X had like working elevators that went from like the foot up the leg into the chest, across the chest, down into the arms. Like you could move little figures all throughout this robot. And if I ever saw it again for a price I could afford, I would probably buy 20,000 of them if I could. That toy just rocks my world so much.
As a collector / fan of, if somebody came up with a very decent modern, not knockoff, but like even a licensed, would you buy that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Totally.
I always wondered, like, there's a lot of toys out there I wish would come back in similar quality, and the bigger ones usually do. But there's so many that I wish did, and the ones that do, like Evil Knievel was a toy that I loved.
Yeah.
But when they came back with it, they used crappy gears, and you can only run it like twice before it broke. And I was like, what a shame. Like all you had to do was like, I get it, you have to get it at a price point, but make it work reliably. That's what the toy was known for.
Right.
I wonder about stuff like that. And like, that's the one thing that for me, I love the toy. I will always buy a good version of it, as long as it's well made and it's not just hey, we put new stickers in a different place and call it something else. But that always bugged me, unless I was going for a set and there was only 2 or 3. But like at a certain point, I think certain toys or collections just went crazy with it. Well, these eyes are closed. Pops, vinyl pops. I can't do them anymore. I can't get interested. There's just too much. There's nothing for me in it anymore.
It's churned out so quickly. It lacks a substance to it. And this one, toys were designed to be a kid's best friend, when there was a lot of imagination and thought, and it wasn't just pumping something out to make a buck.
I have a theory on Pops, and I wonder what you think of it, in that Pops came out right when we stopped buying DVDs and physical media and CDs. They were a replacement for owning the cover of an album or a DVD. Okay.
I could see that.
You could download it, but you couldn't prove to your friends you liked it.
Right, yeah. And, that's a good point, because I remember, a big thing when, we were younger was when you went to somebody's home, the first thing you did was you looked at either their bookshelf or their DVD shelf. You knew everything about them. So maybe in the age of streaming, you look at their Funkos instead.
I think that's got to be it, right? Like, or at least their desk at work.
Yeah.
Like you walk into any cubicle farm and you look down, you're going to see a Pop on every third desk. And it could be a nurse, it could be Frankenstein, it could be, you don't know. But yeah, that'll tell you about them.
Every Pop I have was given to me by somebody else who thought I'd like it. So it tells a story of a fictional version of me, I suppose.
There's that. I think I might have bought 1 or 2 for myself. I can't remember, like a Rick or Morty. But I have all the Voltrons. Even though I love Voltron, I never bought them. People know, like, it's a great gift for me. Yeah, you can get that for me. I do not own it yet. You be sure of that.
I'll keep that in mind this Christmas.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. I
do like the idea. At some point, it became so saturated because there's so many characters and so many, so much fiction, that everybody who looks like us just was like the same Pop. Like, with or without, it was like, oh, it's Jim from The Office, or it's Michael Scott, or it's, and it was all the same character. And you're just like, you could just.
Tie had to be different.
Right.
That's Drew Carey. That's Drew Carey. Sorry.
Yeah. That was a ton of Funkos in a giant pit somewhere. That company's doing well.
Yeah. You were talking about handing off, Pop, was I guess CDs begat Pop. One thing that just dawned on me, you were talking about CBR right out of the gate. Wizard Magazine, I think, would be the predecessor to CBR. I feel like, cracking open a new Wizard Magazine was like just the greatest feeling as a nerd. And it's like, once that like dissolved, it just like my heart broke. And it was like CBR was like obviously the next hi, words are a thing. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Were you prepared to speak today?
No, I'm a narcissist. Of course I am.
I will say that there's one thing in my life that of all those, the pop culture of the past was the Toy Fair Theater, Bizarre Theater. What was it called? Seth Green.
Twisted Toy Fair Theater?
Yeah, Twisted Toy Fair Theater.
Yeah.
I would buy those magazines just for that, but then I got sucked into everything else, and the price stuff never mattered to me. But like, oh, that looks cool. Maybe I should check out that. I miss those days. And then, like you said, I was surrounded by comic. Like my friend Will, who may even be watching this right now. I think he has the largest collection in Pennsylvania, if not like on his app. Like he has an app where he does everything, and his collection is massive, just massive. I don't know how his house is still standing. He's that guy, and he loves it. He reads every single one, catalogs it, knows he's a very fact-oriented history guy about all that stuff. You guys would get along, but for very different reasons, probably, I think, than you'd suspect, just because I like being surrounded by people that have a passion for something. And I want to ask, do you go to a lot of conventions? Or are you now known at conventions? People, hey, that's CCF Jeff.
I've been recognized in a few places, but I don't think I'm at that level yet.
You're getting there. You're getting there.
I got noticed a Ren Fair. Guys like, I know that dude from YouTube. And I'm like, hi. But,
they just yelled that to everybody, I think, at a Ren Fair.
That's a great hello. Don't you think?
If you yell that, at least 5 people are looking.
Right. Just change the platform each time, maybe don't include OnlyFans.
Well, your new videos are really like,
or do.
I loved watching when I saw that the subject matter was a GoBot. It's such a small, refined subject, but the number of views you got on it, that says a lot about what you're delivering. Because there's probably 1,000 videos on Psycho, and you're killing them all. Like, you actually gave new information. I'm sure you got some information from here and there, but like, you put it all in place in a way that was enjoyable. And yeah, is that going to be your focus going forward? Are you going to do more comic stuff? Are you going to do more movie stuff? It's hard when you have a channel.
Yeah. The advice they always give on YouTube is do the same thing over and over and over and over again, and that's never been me. I'm trying to do it all. Yep. The Transformers one is what people want to see, so I'm doing that the most. But I did just recently do a new classic Chiller Films episode that nobody watched. I got a Spinner Rack Redux one I'm going to do soon that nobody's going to watch, but they make me happy.
I love it. Yeah, we have projects we've worked on since 2020. We have one before, but we can't talk about that here.
Ooh, enticing.
But yeah, no, it's an embarrassing story more than anything. But like, we've been doing projects here. Now we have other projects on the side. We do a thing with Tanya Memi. She did Sell This House for 15 years. She's one of the first like Decorate This House hosts. But anyway, so we do all these other things, and I can't not do the same. I can't do the same thing over and over. I don't care what YouTube tells me to do. In shorts, I see you have some shorts too, but I think you're feeling the same way I feel about shorts.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. My friend George does most of the shorts now. That's his thing. It's not my language.
Yeah, we're trying.
I want to go deep.
I prefer long format. I like talking. I like covering every base. And probably going on a little too far as fans of this show will tell you. He should have done that conversation 20 minutes ago.
In his closet should have ended right there.
So hey, Jeff, we're gonna nerd out here for sure in a little bit.
Please.
Before we do, I want to just talk about the YouTube channel itself, just real quick, so people know you have a YouTube channel, and it's a very healthy place. It is a wonderful. You should subscribe if you're watching this. You probably already know Jeff, or you caught on to this. And I'm here to help promote that channel because I want to see more. I want to see it become a light in your day sort of thing, because it's worth it. You're really doing that well with it. Can you tell us like when the channel got started and what the original, you guys are talking, let's do a YouTube channel. Take me to that day.
Oh, well, original 2019, which is when YouTube shows it first started.
A pre-COVID show?
Well, yes and no, because what it originally was we were locked up in COVID, and my daughters wanted something to do, so I built them a YouTube channel using the email address from the CCF. So the original videos, there's probably some like, now 17-year-old kids with a link that's 10 years, that's a bunch of years old, going in to see their old videos, and instead it's now like the Classic Comics Forum. So if you want to see kids dancing and singing along to whatever was popular in 2019, that's what it was for a long time. And then
Baby Shark?
We didn't do Baby Shark. It would have been cool if we did. We did I don't remember the names that were famous back then, but it was definitely stuff, music I was kind of cringing to, but they were having a good time.
Hey, so all that matters.
Yeah, you can't see those anymore. They're hidden now. Only people who know have the link. But yeah, I don't actually remember how I started doing this. I know I had a bunch of toys I got from, I think it was AliExpress or something, and they were so cool, and I kind of wanted to talk to someone about it, and I didn't. There's nobody in my life, as a human being off the internet, that collects toys. I'm like the only one. And at the Classic Comics Forum, there was at the time a little bit of conversation, but not much about it. So I wanted to reach other people, and I was like, I'll make a video. We'll see what it does. I had a buddy who had a YouTube channel, and he was brave enough to try it, and it was working. So I figured I'd try it too. And I did not expect to get the response I did. I thought maybe like 50 people would check it out and give me like 3 likes, and then it got a reaction. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. What else do I want to talk about? Yeah. Right. And so years ago, I was going to write a book about the history of transforming toys, probably back in 2000. And I gave up on it because I realized it was too long a story. the book would never have a beginning or an end. It
Sure.
just keeps going. And I just sort of got into that, and people reacted to it. So I've kind of been going ever since. And I never quite know what I'm going to do next, but the fun of it is I'm learning along with them each time. You brought up the GoBots episode. I hated GoBots as a kid too. I was a snob. The commercials raised you to believe if it didn't have the Transformers rub sticker, it wasn't a Transformer.
Right.
I was the kid who was like, ew, I don't need any of that. But now these days I'm like, oh, those were actually kind of cool. And like, I hear in the comments, people are like, talk about select converters. I'm like, what the frick is a select converter? I look it up. I'm like, I had that toy.
Have a great one. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Be safe out there. Treat each other well.